The Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference is coming to Dallas, Texas, February 16, 17, and 18 in 2018. If you know of a better way to get the latest insider knowledge about crypto, to hear directly from the top minds in this field, to interact personally with 800 fellow crypto lovers, hodlers, investors, miners, traders, developers, and founders, then I'd like to hear about it. If you don't, then you don't want to miss out. Register today for the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference. Go to bitcoinsuperconference.com and register today as a super early bird to get the lowest rates on tickets and hotel rooms. That's bitcoinsuperconference.com.
Welcome to Almost Here, Round the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies poised to transform our lives for better or worse are the focus of this podcast. Almost here means these technologies are now here and starting to be used, or just around the corner, from Bitcoin to artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Future Tech Podcast. My name is Chris Amsler. Our guest today is Dr. Ali Al-Mansour with Cygnus Investments. How you doing, Ali?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Tell us about Cygnus Investments and the projects you're involved in right now.
Well, Cygnus Investments deals with telecommunications, oil, energy, and financial services, as well as music. We are involved in putting on a collaboration between a book that I wrote called Cryptocurrency for Teens, and that book is basically a glossary where we have quantified the new cryptocurrency, blockchain type terms and put it in a format for the average teen, for the average elementary student, and maybe even for the average high school and college student. So there's a wide range of marketing potential for that book. We see a collaboration between my book, or my glossary, and the book that Mr. Jacobs wrote, Blockchain, Cryptocurrency, and the 200 Podcast. So what I can do, because I have a lot of teachers, a lot of administrators who love the idea of crypto entrepreneurs, bringing a product that we can, if he has his book and he has my glossary, package that together, we can sell it to every school district in Texas starting and then in the nation, because a lot of the teachers need career and technical education knowledge that will provide students with maybe potential careers. So with business, with entrepreneurship, all of that will be important. We already know that most jobs haven't been created, and this blockchain cryptocurrency space will be vital for the future of many of our students. That's point one. Point two that we would like to focus on is a ICO. We would like to have an ICO for a famous rap artist who is an industry leader, who has major market value in terms of being able to market various products. And he is excited about blockchain and cryptocurrency and where that could take the business that he started and he's done quite well with to the next level. So I've talked to him about smart contracts, and I've talked to him about this super conference in Dallas that he would like to come to. But being able to create his own personal coin and go through the IPO process or the ICO process, he's very excited about. And I'm thinking of all of the people in the industry that he could pull up onto that platform. And I know they're going to talk about digitized assets at the super conference, and I wanted him there. And I think he would actually bring a face to many of the minorities that are maybe not thinking about this area, this space. And I think that he would actually open up a lot of doors for a lot of people even at the super conference, because his words and his viewpoint carries a lot of weight with people like Jay-Z, with people like Rick Ross, with people like Nicki Minaj, Nick Cannon, and so on. So people have informally and formally followed this gentleman who is a businessman who's just now learning about blockchain and cryptocurrency.
I think it's cool how you're directing your focus, especially at the younger generation. Rap and the idea of appealing to teenagers through cryptocurrency for teens is a really good way to connect with, our future. Going back to the teens, I used to be a teacher probably for about 17 years. What do you think is biggest tie-in to what teenagers are thinking right now and whatever they know about the cryptocurrency market?
This is what I would do. I would bring the blockchain glossary because kids need the definitions. Once the kids get the definitions, then they'll be able to understand what do these articles mean. And then once they start to read Mr. Jacobs' book, then they see, well, this is something that makes sense. And the book lays out how do you download a hard wallet or how do you download a soft wallet? What is a wallet? And it just explains everything, and now kids are able to see and speak the language, that lingo, and it allows them to register switch. And so what I see with most kids now is that they don't know what the words mean. I actually, because I am an educator in the middle school, have taught my kids what is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency, and I had them do assignments. You're not finding that across the board. So where is the book? Because school districts are spending millions of dollars on curriculum, and they could purchase our glossary and our book if that's sold as a package, and then it would allow the teachers to use that to kind of give students a foundation of knowledge to kind of pull from. And so that's the idea, and I think that's what the students are needing. They're needing information written, like one of my vocabulary words. It's not in that edition. It'll be in the next edition, which is Teach Me Like I'm 5. As I told the students about HDL, whole, and I told them about the story of how that happened. And we talked about the pizza, how blockchain started with them sending the pizza, and they were amazed at that. But who in the teaching industry is pulling that information and teaching kids now, as opposed to waiting till the industry matures and then kids don't really have to say. So I want the kids to be able to be a part of that narrative. So that's why I'm critical at Think. I love his book because it's written more for kids and it's an easy read.
Why do you think the education world wait for things to be established before adopting a book like this?
I just think that is the traditional approach. I think when you have a old school way of getting information, quantifying it, putting old pictures, because by the time they download those old pictures, it's arcane. And so for kids, they're looking at what is the newest format of they're able to be able to pull in information. How can we stream information so that the kids can be up to speed on where things are going? So I think that having a newer approach where it matches where the kids are, and I think when you do traditional books that don't match where the kids are, it turns the kids off. If the kids can listen to a song one time on the radio with their friends, they memorize it, they've taken no notes, these kids are geniuses. It's whether or not they want to turn the brain on or off. But it's music that is the key. If we have Boosie say blockchain is cool, crypto is cool, then we can teach a generation about what this space is, and that is what we want. That is what excites me about bringing him in to say you're going to get instant street credibility when he says it on his channel. And that's what I want. That's a partnership that I only want with you guys.
What do you see as the current obstacles to getting that message out there?
I think it's just having one message. I think it's having a message, but being able to market it effectively and then being able to produce something that the kids can take home. I've already sold my glossary to a Fortune 500 company who wants to include it in a tech conference. And so they're purchasing that as a gift to give to the students, to give them a competitive advantage over others that may not be able to get it. If you can understand the dictionary, if you can understand those base words, then you have an understanding of what people are saying and where things are going.
Excellent. And so with getting that out there at this tech conference and promotion from an artist as well, what do you see as the takeoff value and all this? Like, when do you see this starting to explode?
I think it's going to explode as soon as he is right in front of the Speak Easy logo in Dallas, right at the Super Conference, right at DFW Airport, and everyone sees, they're trying to figure out what is he doing? Why is he doing that? Why does he want to go to the digitized asset lecture? Why does he want to take those notes? Because everything is going to be digitized. Everything's going to have that smart contract in everything that he does. Then everything's going to be real speed, and it's going to be streaming efficiency across everything he does, which means that he has more of a competitive advantage. Show me another rap artist, show me another artist in general who wants to sacrifice their time to really understand it. So he's coming in at as a student. That's why I respect him so much, because who else is doing it? He's not about the money. He's about trying to help all of the people who have not been given that chance in life.
Okay. I realize this is speculative at this point, but looking at the offering of an ICO with this potentially, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us more about the ideas behind that ICO.
Well, the ICO will be the foundation. You need money to go to the store to purchase goods or services that you want. He believes he is an ecosystem. If he has his own coin, who else has that? He likes to be first in the industry, like Bitcoin. 50 Cent was one of the first in the industry, and you see how effective that was for him. He wants to be the first artist to have pull that he has, to be able to pull off an ICO, raise money, use that to fund or allow the customers to use his coin to purchase all of the goods that are in his product mix, from snacks, from products that are food related, to also his music, to also he has a line of clothing, he has a line of shoes, he has a line of a lot of things that enable the customer to really need a coin. And so with that, he's trying to make sure that he's connected with the cryptocurrency. And you see, that's where everything is going. So why not rebrand himself using the coin, and be one of the first. So he's extremely excited about it.
It's an exciting world to be in right now, and directing the attention towards the young crowd that maybe doesn't know as much about the investment opportunities and the potential for cryptocurrency is a fantastic idea. So any final thoughts before we wrap?
With the idea of being able to use ICO to have his own coin would say a lot about what you can do if you never give up, what you can do in terms of being the center of an ecosystem that is global, a reach in all areas of the world, having a broad mix of products and services. What we want to be able to do with him and using that ICO or his coin is the same thing that George Foreman did for the grill. He will push it. If you guys have the marketing, all of that stuff done, once he pushes it on the little email and they post it on their site, and everybody else is already doing that. I mean, he already has verbal commit from industry leaders. And with that, you're talking about there's no difference between that and the rule of 72. Okay. That's where the game is. It's a numbers game. And we're going to go to China. We're going to go to Africa. We're going to go to where they have the largest amount of people who follow him.
Where can people go to find out more or contact you?
People can go to my email address, which is paatjam@gmail.com. Okay, it is 281-203-2906.
All right, very good. Dr. Ali Al-Mansour, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, sir. It is my pleasure, and I can't wait to hear the good news about a new partnership and about this IPO going bananas. It is what is the term? It's going to be out of the world to the moon. Yes, sir.
We hope so. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Future Tech Podcast, and we will see you next time.
The Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference is coming to Dallas, Texas, February 16, 17, and 18 in 2018. If you know of a better way to get the latest insider knowledge about crypto, to hear directly from the top minds in this field, to interact personally with 800 fellow crypto lovers, hodlers, investors, miners, traders, developers, and founders, then I'd like to hear about it. If you don't, then you don't want to miss out. Register today for the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Blockchain Super Conference. Go to bitcoinsuperconference.com and register today as a super early bird to get the lowest rates on tickets and hotel rooms. That's bitcoinsuperconference.com.
You have been listening to Almost Here, Around the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Subscribe to this podcast, post a review to discover more future technologies that are poised to transform our lives for better or worse, such as Bitcoin, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.